Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I want to talk about choosing the right mobile service. It's tough. With so many options, it's hard to know where to start. You might even spend hours looking at different sites and plans, and it all gets a bit overwhelming after a while. Well, I've been in the same situation. I've tried out most of the big mobile service providers in the country for a good few months because, well, I wanted to see who had the best deals. And you know what? Tello Mobile really caught my eye. I tried Tello for a month to fully understand what they had to offer. But after a month, I loved it. So now, 2 years later, I'm still using it. I even took it on a road trip to test it out. And when my friends had poor connection, Tello kept me connected perfectly. So after my experience with Tello, I wanted to write a review about their services, prices, what makes them unique, and some of the challenges you might have with them. I've had a pretty good experience with them so far, so I want to share all the details with you. So if you're thinking about signing up with Tello, this review should help you know what you're getting yourself into. And if you decide to try Tello out, don't forget to check out the discount link in the description down below. It's an exclusive deal you won't find directly on their website. Okay, so now let's get into what Tello is and what they're all about. So they've been around for over 20 years, so they must be doing something right. Their main goal was to make it easier and cheaper for everyone to call other countries. And from what I've seen, they've reached their goal because they're helping hundreds of thousands of customers, both here in the US and around the world. Now, here's an important part. Tello relies on T-Mobile's network. So what this means is that when you use Tello, you're basically using T-Mobile's network. I remember this one time when I was traveling through some remote areas for a camping trip. And while others lost their signals, my Tello connection stayed strong, thanks to T-Mobile's robust network. That really made me understand how reliable Tello is. Additionally, they have a bunch of monthly plans that you can choose from, and they're pretty well known for their selection of prepaid plans. Plus, their selection of cell phones is impressive. From high-end smartphones to more budget-friendly options, they cater to all needs. After looking through their phone selection, I was quite surprised by how cheap they were. It's not every day you find deals that good. So how does this actually work? So let's break it down and see what Tello really has to offer. Okay, let's talk about what Tello's prepaid plans are all about. The cool thing about this plan is that you can change it every month and add more data or minutes if you need to. This makes Tello really flexible, which is great if your phone usage changes from month to month. Alright, one useful feature of Tello's prepaid plans is that the minutes or data you buy are good for up to 3 months. And so if you're not constantly on your phone, that's super helpful. You might even end up saving some money, especially if you're not a heavy data user or don't make lots of international calls. And speaking of international calls, with Tello, these just use your regular minutes. So a phone call to someone overseas costs the same as if you're calling someone next door, which is super cool. For some providers, international calls can really add up, so this is a big deal. Tello also lets you call over 60 countries, which is a lot more than what some others offer. Now let's look at Tello subscription plans. So for what you get, they're a great deal. Tello has 5 different plans to choose from, and each one includes unlimited local and international calls and texts. The first one is the economy plan, which gives you 1 GB of data plus unlimited calls and text for just $10 a month. And then the value plan bumps it up to 2 GB for $14. Next is the Smart plan, which has 5 GB for $19, so it's great if you need more data. And for those who can't live without data, the data plan offers unlimited everything for $29 a month. Plus, Tello has the build your own plan. You can pick the amount of data you want, starting at $5. And if you run out of data, no worries, you can get more anytime. This is great if you're not a big data user, but still like to keep in touch. And yes, unlimited calls and texts including international are included. For families, Tello lets you customize plans for each member, though there's no multi-user discount. However, it's still a good option to consider. About phones, Tello offers both new and used ones at decent prices. For example, a used iPhone XR is under $250. Plus, they often run sales, so make sure to keep an eye out on their site. And they've also got a 30-day money-back guarantee on phones, meaning you can send back a phone if it's not what you wanted bad or it really wasn't what you were looking for. Some extra perks with Tello include a free Wi-Fi hotspot and Wi-Fi calling. This is super helpful if your signal is weak or, for example, you're in a basement. Just a heads up, on the limited plan, after 35 gigabytes, the speed drops to 2G. But all in all, Tello's 4G and 5G coverage is pretty reliable. I also really like the flexibility of changing plans whenever I needed to. There are no hidden costs or long-term commitments with their plan. You pay as you go, which I found really user-friendly. And here's a big plus. If you don't use all your data on the prepaid service, Tello gives you a refund for what you didn't use. That's a great way to save some money. But remember that the credit has to be valid. This really shows how much Tello really cares about their customers. So finding a budget-friendly mobile service is one thing, but what really matters is how it performs. So to be honest, I had my doubts when I first switched to Tello. I mean, cheaper doesn't always mean better, but to my surprise, it actually worked out pretty well. During the month I used Tello, I had no problems with calls or texts. They all went through perfectly. The only minor issue was after hitting 35 gigabytes on their data plan, where the speed slows down to 2G. It's a bit on the slow side, so if you're a big data user and don't often connect to Wi-Fi, this could be something to consider. But for me, it wasn't such a big deal. To really test it out, I even went out of my way to use the data over Wi-Fi. In normal situations like when you use Wi-Fi at home or the office, you probably won't go over 35 gigabytes. Plus, calls to other countries were very clear. I talked on the phone for a long time with a friend in Romania, and the connection was perfect, and there was no background noise, except for his mom in the background, but that's a different story. However, I did notice a slight drop in my connection when I visited a pumpkin patch in the countryside. But to be honest, even the T-Mobile network struggles out there. But Tello's looking to change that. They are planning to use SpaceX's new satellites to improve their coverage, especially in remote areas, so that is something to look forward to. One of the best things about Tello is that unlike Mint Mobile, they don't put any limits on the quality of the video streams. With Tello, you get to enjoy your videos in high quality without annoying lags or slowdown. Sure, Mint might offer a bit more data, but they cut corners on video quality. I like to watch my shows and videos in high quality without having to deal with pixelated mess or delays that never end. Here, Tello excels with seamless streaming at a reasonable cost. In conclusion, Tello's flexibility is a huge plus. They're pretty easygoing about adjusting plans, canceling, or changing contracts. And again, if you decide to try Tello, don't forget to check out the discount link in the description down below. It's an exclusive deal you won't find directly on their website. It's definitely worth giving Tello a try. There you have it, my opinion on Tello Mobile. I hope this review helps you out. To be honest, I've become quite a fan of Tello. They offer reliable coverage and their prices are pretty reasonable, especially when you compare them against other big companies in the US. I really hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more. And if you decided to try Tello out, don't forget to check out the discount link in the description down below. It's an exclusive deal you won't find directly on their website. Also, feel free to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try and answer them as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.